Hi, I'm Megan from Explore Outdoor and I'm going to be making super simple brownies. So all you need is a baking tray. It doesn't matter what size it is, the bigger it is the thinner the brownies would be. I've got a 9-inch square tin that I'm going to be using today. I'm going to line it with baking paper, but you can just grease the tin and just make sure you pop lots of butter or some sort of vegetable oil and just rub that all over so that it doesn't stick if you don't have any baking paper. You then need caster sugar, 200 grams of dark chocolate that I've broken into cubes, 3 eggs, some butter, some cocoa powder and some plain flour. So I'm going to get my tin lined, and then the first step is to melt the chocolate with the butter. You can do this in a microwave, but you need to be quite careful and keep an eye on it, just doing it for about 10 seconds at a time. But another easy way of doing it, which I'm going to use, is using a bowl that I'm going to sit within a bowl of hot water from the kettle. So I'll get that done now. So I've got my chocolate broken up into pieces, and then I've also cut the butter up into cubes as well, just so it melts a little bit easier. And then in our bigger bowl, we're just going to pop a little bit of boiling water in. You don't want to put too much in because you don't want it to come up the sides, too far up the sides of your butter and chocolate bowl once that sits in there. So you just want that to sit in the hot water, and as it starts to melt you can just stir it gently just to move it around until it's melted completely. Okay, so our chocolate and our butter is nicely melted and liquid in there now, so I'm going to add my 3 eggs and then we'll get those mixed in. So I will just say, just make sure that the chocolate has cooled down before you add the eggs in, because you just don't want to cook the eggs in the batter mix, so just make sure that's been left on the side for about 20-25 minutes. So once that's combined, we're going to add in the sugar. Fold that in using the whisk. Getting it all over the place. And once that's combined, the rest of your dry ingredients, that's the cocoa and the flour. Again, we're looking to fold that into the mix and keep mixing it until it's nice and combined. Okay, so I'm just using a spatula, or you can use a wooden spoon, just to make sure you've got that flour completely combined in there. And then when you've got a nice thick mixture, we're going to add that into our pan. I've preheated the oven to 160 degrees, so that's ready to go. I've lined my tin, so I'm going to empty that in there, and then we're going to pop it in the oven for about 25 to 30 minutes, and then we'll check it and see how it is. Use your spoon or your spatula just to evenly move it around the pan. And then we're just going to pop that in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes. Okay, so the brownie was in for about 20 minutes, and then I popped a knife in and it came out nice and clean. And so it really depends on your oven. You're looking for it to go that nice sort of dark brown colour on top. So we're going to cut into it. So you can serve this just as it is, or with some ice cream. It's entirely up to you. So we'll just slide a knife around the outside just to make sure that it comes away from the tin. You can see that come out nice and fudgy on the inside. Okay, and that's our super simple brownie.